Solar is evolving so quickly. It's just getting better and better and cheaper and cheaper.
The past couple of years, we've been through a massive downturn in demand. Everybody had this perception that solar is the solution for load shedding. Well, you can't be further from the truth. It's like investing your money for 58% return at the bank.
I do think that needing batteries for backup will be, very little need for it in the future. Q1, Q2 next year, there might be some real game-changing products that's coming for the C&I market. It wasn't even a year ago we first started seeing ChatGPT. Now you see what they're doing with AI in the inverter monitoring, and it's amazing.
This all just puts solar at the forefront of what all of us should be looking at. For me, the dream and the vision is, to have South Africa and Africa and the world powered by renewables.
Harold's definitely is somebody that is in it for the long run. If it's good innovation, if it's a good product, and we can put our name behind it, we'll definitely be on it, and we'll be bringing it to you guys here in South Africa.
Good morning, everybody. Today I'm going to have a brief discussion with you about the future of solar energy and what impact it will have in your life, as well as what Harold's plans are and what the future holds for us. We have seen a lot of new developments in the solar industry, the use of AI, especially when it comes to the monitoring and the energy management systems of solar systems. SIG Energy has been the leading service provider that provides this. But we're not just here to talk about all the new products that there are, just about in solar in general and what the future holds for us. So, that we are distributors for some of the major brands in South Africa, which include SunGrow, SolarEdge, SIG Energy, ATES, some local manufacturers like Freedom One, obviously stock only tier 1 panels from the manufacturers likes of JA, Trina, Canadian Solar and Longi. And just how things have started to change over the past couple of years. We've been through a massive downturn in demand based on the fact that load shedding came and then it disappeared, and everybody had this perception that solar is the solution for load shedding. Well, if that is your perception, you can't be further from the truth. Solar has always been, and where Harold's success has been, is solar has always been about sustainability, self-sufficiency, and providing your own energy at the end of the day. And the one thing that keeps on increasing is electricity costs. Energy costs are constantly on the increase, and we've got this amazing source of energy called the sun that arrives every day. It's here, and it's there for us to make use of it. So with the decrease in demand, it come down where it's actually is so affordable at the moment. On grid-tied systems, we're seeing, on outright purchase, year and 8 months ROI. To put that into perspective, it's like investing your money for 58% return at the bank, which you can't get these kinds of returns on any kind of investment at the moment. So it's actually quite exciting for us that right now we actually have all of this, new technology, new rock bottom pricing, the constant tailwinds from industry that has got pricing increases and everything that goes with that. This all just puts solar at the forefront of what all of us should be looking at and how to become more sustainable. I've got this vision where when you come into an airport to land and you look out at the window, and funny enough, I'm one of the guys that just looks at how many solar panels there are on the roof and just see how many there's still available. But for me, the dream and the vision is to have South Africa and Africa and the world powered by renewables. Enough energy from the sun hits the earth in 1 hour that can power the entire global consumption for 1 year. So just put that into perspective for you. It's this amazing source of energy that doesn't have to be mined, it can just be captured. So with that, we've got the solar panels, who's now been shaping a lot from moving away from PERC or P-type to M-type TOPCon modules, which have got a much lower degradation over the lifespan. So where it used to be 20% degradation over 20 years, now you have got like 10% to 12% degradation over 30 years. Year one degradation from 3% is down now to year one is 1%. And the good thing is that even when you look at technology like bifacial panels, bifacial has now become, it's at the same price as what regular backsheet panels are. So the extra generation that you're getting from it, in some instances up to 20%. So it's just, economies of scale have pushed us into this situation where solar is evolving so quickly, which means that it's just getting better and better and cheaper as you go along. So with regards to the brands that we do, obviously in South Africa, SunSync has been a big growth for us. We'll still be here to do SunSync for a very long time. Very good value for money product that we have on the market. But you also have this advancements in technology, so we're waiting to see what they bring out next. But at this moment, I think the dark horse that's sort of disrupting this whole market at the moment is Sig Energy. And Sungrow has also come up with some great new products. SolarEdge has got a battery available for their CNI solutions. And I do think that the days of load shedding has really sort of become a thing of the past. The solar guys are actually the ones that are responsible for this, because the amount of installations that happened over the past 2-3 years just made that the reliance on the grid so much less, and that was why we are actually in a situation where we can literally gather more information from outside to be able to establish, what is the needs for the future. The needs definitely is not load shedding related, but yes, we are going to have to be able to help the grid, and that we do with energy storage. Now, if you look at countries like Europe and the US, they are deploying on-grid batteries. So I mean, if you want to think about it, on-grid battery is like a grid tie battery. So basically, it means like a grid tie solar system harvests sunlight during the day, injects it into the network or into your building network, and then that supplies your energy demand during daytime hours. Now, at night time, obviously, you would be reliant on the grid again. Where now what can happen is you've got this battery that basically has got a grid-tied inverter hooked up to it, and then just take the power from the battery side and then supply that into the home. So, which means that you can basically take the daytime, charge the battery, supply the daytime loads, and then use that battery at night time. And that you can do with an on-grid battery. For those that still actually do want to have a backup solution, so when there is a power failure, Sig Energy's got their gateway. SunSync is full hybrid, so if you've got the hybrid situation or like the Sungrow hybrids, that'll also work. Sungrow's new power stack actually works as an on-grid battery, but you can add the backup interface or the SCS that actually gives you the off-grid capabilities. But don't take this as the gospel, but at the end of the day, I do think that needing batteries for backup will be very slim, very little need for it in the future. We will definitely be in a situation where we are going to get to having on-grid batteries so that we can do load shaving, load demand reduction, have power at night for residential homes, commercial buildings, offset the peak and off-peak tariffs with that. Energy arbitrage is definitely going to be something, peak demand shaving is going to be something that we're definitely going to be seeing a lot more of in the future. If energy security is what you're after, there's always different products that have backup interfaces available for you to be able to do that. So when it comes to Herald, we always decide that we're going to stick with only trusted tier 1 brands, brands that we can link our name to and that we can support. We've got this approach that we can't be everything for everybody, but we like to find our niche, and our niche has always been quality products that we can back up and that we can service and we can support at the end of the day. So when it comes to our product lineup and our roadmap for the future, I think it will most probably be the products that we are currently dealing with, which will be our long-term partners, which would be the likes of SolarEdge, SunGrow, Sig Energy and SunSync, and then ATES, as well as some local manufacturers on the battery side from Freedom One and IES, and then obviously always sticking to tier 1 panels. Panel prices are so low at the moment that there's absolutely no need to try and even save 10%, which is like 20 cents a watt at the moment, and installing something that is not got representation in South Africa. There's a lot of other brands out there, and to sacrifice the availability of support and the availability of the product at the end of the day, and backup for a few cent shaving, on a big project doesn't really make even that big of a difference, but you'd rather have the peace of mind that things will be able to get taken care of should you have a warranty claim. I was at conferences where guys said there's actually 1% module failure within warranty, which actually makes you think that, what are you doing if you are now trying to buy a panel that's like 5% cheaper, and then it's a once-off deal, and then you've got no backup. So if you've got a 1% failure rate, that entire 1% is going to be coming out of the EPC or the implant pocket. So rather sticking with trusted brands is definitely something that we advocate for. And also looking at who the backup is. There's many guys that bring in products, and we know that the homeowners are very, very cost sensitive. But we've also seen so many homeowners that end up spending the money twice. First, because they did it with a cheap brand and they thought that this was going to 20,000-30,000 Rand is going to be my off-grid solution. And then at the end of the day, end up having to get somebody to come do it properly. And 90% of the guys out there that getting these calls are just telling the customers, look, I'm sorry, but all of this that you bought, we can't actually do anything with it. We have to get rid of it and then do a whole new installation. And that ends up turning your initial capex in double, and from not doing it right at the first time. So it's definitely, from our side, it's something that you should look out for, to make sure that the products that you buy have got longevity in them, have got somebody behind them that will back them. And look, I'm not saying that Harold's is the only supplier out there, but I do tell you that Harold's definitely is somebody that is in it for the long run. We are not here to make a quick buck and leave and drop the product. The other thing that we're also very proud to say is we got involved in 2016. There's products that we supplied at that stage that those companies have now closed down or are not supporting Africa anymore. And what we are doing is we are still honoring those warranties. So you've got somebody that comes in with an inverter that they bought and it needs to be repaired or replaced. We go out of our way to try and do that for the customer. But then again, if we can't, if there's nothing available, we do offer him a solution on the warranty basis. So the nice part about Harold's is once you've got a warranty on a product that has been discontinued, we will still stand in for whatever the replacement product is for that. And that's also a nice thing about the tier 1 manufacturers is, if you look at SolarEdge, SunGrow and Sig Energy, there's always this backward compatibility. Future models will always be able to work with past models, and if they don't, then they come to the party. So that's one of the other reasons why we try to stick with the known brands and the quality brands out there that actually do have strong international presence, and their name is more important to them than anything else. With regards to what we've got coming for us, I do believe that there is going to be some price increases in the future. Panel guys just can't continue to be losing money on manufacturing. So there's definitely going to be some changes on that side. From a technology point of view, we've seen quite a few exciting things that might be coming in the future. Not too far off. I'm talking about Q1, Q2 next year. There might be some real game-changing products that's coming for the C&I market. And just from a general perspective, we've got a brand new services division being run from our Bloemfontein manufacturing warehouse, where we do custom DB board building, we do container fit outs for customers. We make sure that they are according to specifications and they are done right. Anybody can fit out a container, just chuck a bunch of stuff in it. But if you have a look at the quality and the workmanship that's done into our containers, they really far more than just a container. They are well-built energy systems. Got Andre and Eugene that heads up that division. Here at Harold's, we actually quite excited for the future. Yes, we are seeing a lot of guys struggling in the market, and it's not good to see that, especially, some of these businesses have been there since I got in, and some of them were actually the reasons why I got into this. And then you see that some of them that are struggling at this moment. But again, it's when you are not building the business to be scalable and to go through these dips. It's been my third dip that I've seen in the time that I've been involved in solar. And I can already tell you that I'm seeing the other side of this coming out. As an industry as a whole, it's for the better. Because these shakeouts normally shake out the guys that didn't do things properly. In maintenance, there's definitely a whole different business there. There's a whole different business in maintaining inverters, solar panel washing. I see a lot of guys getting involved in the cleaning industry, cleaning of solar panels, because ultimately it is what it is. Solar does need a maintenance factor that comes with it. So you need to make sure that they're clean, producing to the right specifications. And if you take as how technology has been evolving, we sat in a situation where solar panels have got a very long warranty period, and they were quite expensive. Now at the pricing of solar, we're actually retrofitting the majority of our buildings right now, because when we started doing it, the highest power class we could get was 325 watts. And now we are actually able to install 650 watt panels, and more or less the same footprint. So and the cost is so low because a 650 watt panel now is cheaper than what a 325 was back then, and we've already achieved ROI. We think that that's also another factor. You'll see a lot of C&I systems that have been paid off, and that guys are now saying, well, look, our roof was full because this was the maximum amount of panels that we could get on the roof, but our energy needs are actually more. And those guys, because they've achieved ROI, will get to a situation where they take the panels off, recycle them, donate them to some ESG initiative, and then what will happen is they will then upgrade their systems to high power class modules. So for the future in this industry, definitely see maintenance, repair, upgrades is definitely something that is going to be there. So it's still a very long time for us in this industry to be doing well. It's not just about new installations and load shedding solutions. So if you're still building your business on providing a load shedding solution, you're definitely not on the right track, and you should definitely start shifting your focus to be at a situation where you're offering an energy independence or energy saving solution. The energy saving side, ROI is, like I mentioned, for C&I installations is 1 year and 8 months. You're seeing battery installations, getting to 5 years, 20% ROI. So, there's definitely a lot of scope, and you must understand that these battery systems that have been installed, the one thing that's nice about it is they're going to need upgrades or replacements in the future. And they have 10-year warranties. Some of them say they have 10-year warranties, and some of them won't even see 3 years, which means that business is also still there, and that's also going to be rolling on. This is not just a come in and you are done for life situation. On anything, when something's new, there's the early adopters. Once the early adopters are gone, you've got the later adopters. But then the early adopters will also get into a situation where they have to do replacements, repairs, maintenance, and all of that. And that will start rolling. And that's the nice thing about the business cycle. that this continues to roll on, and there will always be something there. But the problem is once you have done a poor installation in the beginning, to be able to hit it and quit it, like people say, you will not be part of that cycle that comes after that. And the guys that were doing a brilliant job in the beginning, not trying to capitalize on something and make a quick buck, but are in it for the long run, those guys will be the ones that's in this continuous cycle. You know, solar is part of the electrical field. I mean, we've been in the electrical wholesale industry for over 30 years. It still continues. There's still building maintenance. There's still upgrades. There's new developments. We are not just surviving on new developments all the time, because if you are surviving on new developments only, you won't have a business case. So what my advice is to people out there is to think about the entire life cycle. It's 2016 is when I got involved. Now, we actually met with a client the other day that installed lead acid batteries in 2016. They actually almost at 10 years, and they still have like 90% capacity. They are really benefiting from the good quality products that were installed. But then also you have the situation that those are at the 10-year time frame. They're going to get replacements, and once these replacements start happening, you will get into this cycle that I'm talking about, the cycle that keeps on rolling over, and continuous business coming in, and that is what you can build your business on. Having repeat customers come back, upgrading, maintenance, service and washing, and all of that. I'm super excited for the new products that are coming. We've already seen a massive uptick in what City Energy is offering. This is caution to the other manufacturers out there is, you know, be there for when new stuff comes. We've seen people be leaders in the market many times before. When the optimizer first came out, you know, it was something that really got people excited. It was at the forefront of technology. It was the most amazing thing that came out, and it really made life so much better with the, you know, shading optimization, the safety aspects of that. And now there's a different product that's available, enabling people to add different sizes of batteries at different ages, at different depths of discharge with each other, and still don't have any issues with that. The Energy's battery modularity is of such a way that future expansion is not going to be a problem. You know, that's forward thinking, and I'd like to invite all of the manufacturers out there, you know, to not stop innovating. Because as long as you don't stop innovating, we'll be there to go with it. We are seeing that prices that keep on coming down, but being able to make something cheaper doesn't really make it better. You know, the string inverter guys are all competing for bottom line pricing, where I believe that's just the numbers game. When you are in the innovation space, you know, you are making people's lives better, and by making it better or easier to work with, you know, adopting AI. With the best things that I've seen that hit the solar industry. You know, it wasn't even a year ago we first started seeing ChatGPT, and we all thought that this was amazing. Now you see what they're doing with AI in the inverter monitoring, and it's amazing to actually have that available to you. So you know, I can't wait to see what the next step is and what the guys are bringing on after this. Here we see somebody come up with something new, something brilliant, and you can just be rest assured that Harold's will be there. If it's good innovation, if it's a good product, and we can put our name behind it, we will definitely be on it, and we'll be bringing it to you guys here in South Africa. And our current manufacturers that we deal with, we're here for you, and we are here to see what you are bringing on as the next step. I'm super excited. I think next year is going to be a crazy year. I do think that the solar coaster will continue. It's been on up, it went on its down, going back up again, just waiting for the loop to happen, but that's just part of riding this whole solar coaster. And I would like each and every one of our customers to come and join us on this ride. It's crazy, but it's fun, and together, you know, we can work on that vision to see that every home, every house has got solar on the roof, batteries in the house with an inverter, and being self-sustainable and being there to provide greener energy from a source that has been there since the dawn of time, and it is free for us to use. So yeah, thank you for your time and thank you for listening, and be sure to like and subscribe to this video, subscribe to our channel so we can get more information out to you guys as soon as possible.